during high school and stuff, I didn't give that much thought to my faith or anything like that, my religion. I cooperated. I lived at home with my parents and stuff, and went along for the ride and stuff. But it wasn't really something that made any kind of great impact on my day-to-day living or anything like that. That didn't happen until I was about between 19 and 20 years old, or I guess I could say I had my conversion. I attended Mass, things like that on Sundays, but it wasn't like it really had anything being said or at the Mass or anything like that had any bearing to how I would live my day-to-day life. That all changed when I was well after high school. When I was cooking in a restaurant. And I was still living at home with my parents. I didn't attend college. After high school, I only attended college part-time at a local school called St. Mary's College in Southern Maryland. It was called St. Mary's because it was in St. Mary's County. It was another school. It was really, really on this gorgeous campus right on the water again. But the only thing I was ever interested in taking was art. So I only signed up to take a few art classes. And I loved it. I really loved taking those art classes. And to pay for the school and stuff and everything, I was cooking at a restaurant. And, I would go take my classes during the day, cook in the evening and stuff, and coming home, and then I would be beat, take a shower right after. I usually get home anytime between like 11 o'clock and midnight. And, when you cook, it was a seafood restaurant, and when you're spending all day cooking and stuff, you really want to shower. You smell gross. You're around like a lot of like seafood all day, and it's like when you're cooking it was a very small kitchen. It only really had enough room for 3 people, but it was really, really exciting place to cook, really. But one night, as I'm taking the shower, for some reason, all of a sudden, the question popped up. I remember hearing very distinctly, it's like, Kevin, do you believe that Jesus is God? And I was like, ooh. I was like, where did that come from? And I kept on thinking about that, and as I look back on it now, I realize if I was going to have a faith or going to keep on attending Mass or anything like that, I couldn't do it just because I didn't want to get my mom kicking me out of the house. It had to be something that I really had to believe in if I was going to continue in it. So that the question came to me, do I believe that Jesus is God? And I thought about it there in the shower. And the first thing I did is, as I was kind of contemplating this question, I said, well, if I really believe any of this stuff is real, I guess let me try praying. And my mother taught us the rosary when I was little and stuff, so I immediately just said, "And Our Father, 10 Hail Marys." Forgot about it, finished cleaning up, went to bed, there we go, didn't think about it. Next thing happened the next night. Question popped up again. And it kept on popping up until after a while, it wasn't just a single Our Father and like 10 Hail Marys. I ended up in a very deep meditative state, sometimes for hours in the shower and not even realize it. I wouldn't even, the first time I kind of aware it took how long I was in there. It's kind of funny as I think back on it now, I didn't realize that the water had turned cold and I was in the shower for an hour and a half, actually in a prayer position on my knees and not even realizing it. And it was there that I really realized, yes, I do believe that Jesus is God. And I during those showers and stuff, I realized I turned my life over to Christ. And then from there, I think people noticed a change in me. The pastor at our parish definitely did. He asked me to be a Eucharistic minister, and I took a lot more practice in the parish, I was constantly praying, always praying rosaries for hours on end during the day. It became a practice that I would actually do even during a conversation like this. There would always be a Hail Mary going on in the back of my head and stuff. It's just, prayer really became constant. And it was all I was really kind of interested in. And it really became a guiding force in my life, that prayer. And still is. But was also, at the same time as the prayer life, my artistic life is also developing. And I realized that I really saw artwork as a fruit and a reflection of that prayer life. Because I really look at art as an act of faith. I really compare the creating of art, as an act of faith.